Live from Chattanooga, Tennessee, it's Nuganomics with David Tulis.
We make here at AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio the wonderfully weak argument. I like arguments that are weak, that don't threaten anybody, that don't intimidate anyone. And if you sum them all up, it's the theory is Nuganomics, and you could say it brings to you a Nuga-centric perspective, where somehow, like every provincial, like every commoner, like people who live on farms in the middle of the country, they think that their little one-stoplight town, or their one-stop sign town, that's the center of the universe, and they're very happy to be there. They're there by God's providence, and the larger world is of little interest to them. So that's provincialism. Can we be provincial and yet be literate? Can we be provincial and have good grammar and good teeth? I think we can. And if you summarize the arguments of the provincial, it is that near is better than far, that small is way better than big, and that simple beats complex. And down in the footnotes, yes, even country people use footnotes. You will find in 6-point type, for which you have to get your glasses on, you'll find that personal is better than corporate and physical than abstract. I do thank you for giving me, David Tulis, your host here, a few minutes of your time. We're going to find out about the Chattanooga Zoo and a fundraiser for one part of the zoo that does not exist yet. It is for the eventual arrival of giraffes, those very long neck animals that who have rooms that are very, very tall if they're indoors at all. And to find out more about the effort to raise some thousands of dollars for the zoo, we have Jill Collins, who is a painter and who's going to be contributing a piece of artwork to this effort. Her work is found at vanguardartistry.com. That's vanguardartistry.com. Jill, tell us about this project and your efforts to contribute funds toward it.
Well, I was through the hanging of my work in downtown Chattanooga, I became aware of this event, and I've always loved giraffes. And the painting that I'm donating was my father's favorite painting, and he's passed. And the way it all happened was very interesting, because I was trying to figure out where it fit in my life at this point, and it doesn't fit with my current work. And while I was on the phone, being asked to come to the fundraiser, I thought, okay, I'll donate something. And at that point, I did not know it was for giraffes. And I was literally looking at the painting while I was speaking with this person. And she said, well, it's for giraffes. It's for a fundraiser to bring giraffes to the Chattanooga Zoo. And I just knew that I could, kind of honor my dad, who's painting, he loved this piece. And it won an award back in college. And I'm just really excited to, be able to have something that matches the fundraiser so well, and to be able to donate and help out.
So you were looking at this painting because you were thinking in a way of jettisoning the painting because it didn't fit your current style of work, right?
Definitely not jettisoning. I've hung it in my home for years and I love it. But, we ladies, we want our home to look a certain way, and everything. If you see my new work, it just doesn't fit in my personal motif. And I just thought the timing was incredible that, I'm on the phone looking at the painting thinking, where does this painting fit? And I find out, well, it fits right here for this fundraiser for the giraffes.
Well, your dad loved this work while he was alive, and you were in one of your earlier phases as an artist. And we know artists go through these phases where they're gripped by certain concepts and certain modes of moving the hand across the brush and mixing the paints in a certain way and not in another way, and laying it on only so thick. And that was in an earlier, I would think, representational style, because you can indeed see giraffes. They look like you're actually looking at giraffes, and you don't have to struggle to find out what the subject of the painting is.
Right.
Well, now here I'm holding you've changed your theory a little bit. I'm holding up another painting. It's if you're looking at us on YouTube, we'll ask Jill Collins to describe it for you. But if you're not, just listen to see if you can make out what we're looking at.
This is an Impressions series painting, and it's the first of the series, and it's a female figure. And it's a new style that I've been doing
from the collarbone down to the crotch.
Yes, from the collarbone.
What is that? Clavel? What is that bone called? The clavel up here? I'm not sure. I'd say collarbone, right? And on down. Yeah, so it's a frontal view, and you're seing a female, and it's
her breasts and her belly button and her,
and her
pelvis
haunches.
area.
You can see. Okay, you can see. So, and it's again, you can see what it is. It's not too abstract. It's not too subjectively inspired, because you are touching on things that the viewer of this painting recognize, right, Jill?
Yes.
So you've had some change in your thinking, and so you could say providentially, the giraffe painting from your earlier phase that had been hanging up in your on your wall was in view for you to pass on as a donation, and as it turns out, it is for the Chattanooga Zoo. So tell us what your understanding is of the Chattanooga Zoo's interests and needs for this exhibit. Is there anything there now where the giraffes may go? What's the story?
I haven't actually got the background on their plan for where the giraffes are going to go. That's all going to be kind of introduced this evening at the fundraiser. The focus tonight is more Valentine's, all things wild. And as I was reviewing before the show, they're going to be focusing on the mating habits of the animals tonight and a Valentine wild cocktail party at the zoo.
Where is this event being held? How does my listener find out about going if he wants to attend? Is it a dinner thing that he can go with his wife? What exactly is it? Is it a dance?
It's a cocktail event with hors d'oeuvres and a silent auction and other things, music. There are tickets available online. You can just go to the Chattanooga Zoo website. Just Google Chattanooga Zoo. It'll walk you through it. It's now I'm wild at heart.
Wild at heart. Marking Valentine's Day. Now, you, my listener, you are inattentive on Valentine's Day. I know you've got a problem there. You don't remember your sweetheart's birthday. You forget the birthdays of your eldest daughter, for whom Valentine's means a smidge still. And can you tell me what day it is? That's right. It's Sunday. You have noticed that from all the retail marketing on Valentine's Day. It is Sunday. So if you are going to be in good standing with your beloved, make sure that you think about it. Maybe even ask her what she'd like. Maybe she would like to go to the fundraiser, right? And that's the fundraiser. That's a cocktail event. There'll be some kind of hors d'oeuvre, right? Some kind of food
Yes.
to satisfy the manly hunger.
Yes.
Okay, we're talking with Jill Ann Collins. My name is David Tulis, and we are here on AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio. Jill is a painter, and you can find out more about her works at vanguardartistry.com. She has taken from her earlier stages as artist. She's taken to more abstract styles. In a book for which she provided the artwork, she says on the back cover that her work, the body of her work, speaks from an inner voice touching the universe. Now, I'm holding up for my YouTube listener, Jill Collins, another one of your works, more abstract than the midsection of the female. What are we looking at here?
This is called Universal Love, and it's a female figure and a young child. And they're kind of like, she's embracing with an arm and he's against her bosom. And then it's a lot of energy and stars and universal things winding in and out.
This is an acrylic on canvas?
Yes.
Is the painting you're donating an acrylic on canvas as well?
No, that is a watercolor.
Okay. And you like Jill Ann Collins, your work focuses on energy, color, and it's, I would say, motion oriented. There's a lot of wild, multi-directional senses of movement from the brush on this painting.
Yes, that is present in a lot of my work.
And it flows, I would say, from your subjective state as opposed to making an objective presentation of mother and child.
Yes.
Is that fair? Okay. So what else can you tell us about this event, Jill Ann Collins? There's something touching on Cavell Massage Studio that's in the North Shore. What is the connection of that massage studio and your interest and your work?
Well, Cavell Massage Parlor has invited me to come in and hang art as an artist there, and basically working towards a rotating gallery where other local artists will be displayed as well. It's directly across from Coolidge Park on the River Walk area in Chattanooga, right at the base of the Walnut Street Bridge. And, it's a local company, and we're partnering together to, bring more art, more people, more reasons to be in downtown Chattanooga.
What is the connection between the visual stimulation of looking at paintings, Jill Ann Collins, at a massage studio and massage itself? Is there any connection, or is not perhaps when you go into a massage studio for the healing arts that's sufficient? Tell us the connection between artwork and the physical realm.
Well, just from the fact that the walls were bare, and it's inviting. With the artwork up, Avis, the owner, really feels that it warms, the place, and people, if they do have to wait, are very interested in viewing the work. There's also hand-painted yoga mats they can purchase that I've done and do. And I think that anytime you're seeking a massage, there's spiritual healing with it, and, artwork and viewing artwork is spiritual. So I think it's a really good fit.
Well, when you mention, first of all, it seems like you as an artist like bare walls, because you have in a bare wall the prospect of maybe convincing the owner of that wall to let you fill it, right? That's
sure
one step. But on the other hand, when you Jillian Collins and Cavell Massage Studio think about combining your efforts, what you immediately create is a bit of competition.
Competition for,
well, is not this massage studio very, very close? In fact, less than a pistol shot away from In Town Gallery, which is owned by artists such as yourself, and which has extensive displays of their work.
Yes. I don't see it as competition at all. It's kind of like the more things and reasons people have to be in Chattanooga, and the more local artists and local businessmen that are, in this area and growing and working together. I don't see it as competition at all. There's enough room for everybody's work, and each thing speaks to a different person. So we're not trying to compete with anyone, just sharing.
And the reason it's not purely, the reason you're saying that, Jillian Collins, is because artwork, even though both are businesses, In Town Gallery wants its patrons to come. There is an economic value for people making their livings by working at a co-op. In Town Gallery is a co-op.
Yes.
And so they all have some slight livings as members of the co-op. They have duties to man the place, to pay the rent together, and then they share the benefit of all those empty walls in Town Gallery, which of course are full, right? They're full, they're displays, they're paintings. And then here, not far away, you will be assisting the owners of Cavell Massage Studio in the North Shore, just opposite the Carousel, enliven their place and have a second place. And it's not really direct competition, because you're trying to satisfy what you would hope would be an endless desire for at least the viewing of artwork, if not the purchase.
Yes. And, to say we're in gallery, that is the dream. Right now we have the work up, and we're going to have an opening in a few weeks, and I'll get that date together soon. But, yeah, I think there's plenty of room in Chattanooga for anybody who's creative and wants to get it out there. And
well, tell my listener, Jillian, again, how he can find out more about you and your work.
Well, I have a website, vanguardartistry.com, and my professional name that I sign everything with at this point, because I've had a couple last names, is Jill Ann, and my Facebook is where I post a lot of my, work as well.
This is David Tulis, and we've got a caller. You're on the air at AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio. What's on your mind, or what's your question?
Good morning, Jill. Good morning, David. I love Jill's work. And I would even recommend, if you want to get in good with the other half, maybe buy her a painting. Because if you're a guy that, you're a tough guy driving that truck and you don't think you're into art, you have to check out Jill's art. You're going to love it, and probably maybe not admit to it, but she does fine work, and I'm glad to hear you on the air, Jill.
Thank you.
This is David Tulis. We're talking with Jillian Collins. She's an artist, but like all artists, they have to make their means by other ways. And she works at Harvest Grocery, our locally owned, locally sponsored, free market oriented, organic to the soul grocer here in Hickson. Jill, thanks for joining us here at AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio.
Thank you, David.
This is David Tulis. Have you heard about another important story?